we present AdVerb, visually guided audio dereverberation approach. First, let us revisit what audio reverberation is. Reverberation is a phenomenon that occurs when an audio signal reflects from multiple surfaces in the environment to degrade the dry sound. Reverberation is a function of room geometry and the acoustic property of the surroundings. We study the inverse problem and try to estimate the clean audio signal from the reverberant speech leveraging the visual cues surrounding it. Our novel contributions are as follows. We propose a cross-modal framework for de-reverberating audio by exploiting low-level visual cues and specially designed relative position embedding. A novel geometry-aware conformer network to capture 3D spatial semantic information to utilize the salient vision cues. Our architecture involves the prediction of complex ideal ratio mask and simultaneous optimization of two objective functions to estimate the de-reverbed speech. Our approach outperforms prior method with a relative improvement in the range of 80 to 82%. User study analysis shows our method outperforms prior approaches on perceptual audio quality assessment. This is the overview of our proposed approach. We discuss the individual components in the following slides. The highlighted part is the audio processing module. The input clean audio is converted to spectrogram by applying STFT, which is convolved with RIR to obtain the noisy spectrogram. The model is fed with a panoramic image where a horizon net based feature extractor is used to obtain the geometry layout specific visual features. Features at each time step are passed through a conformer based cross-modal encoder. This comprises a bunch of feed-forward, self-attention, conv, and our proposed geometry-aware cross-modal attention subnetwork. After passing the output of the conformer block through a complex mask decoder, we obtain the estimated spectrogram, which is then passed through a vocoder to obtain the estimated clean audio. The first of the two objective functions used is the spectrogram prediction loss, which is calculated between the ground truth and the estimated spectrograms. The acoustic token matching loss is calculated between the latent representation of the clean speech, which is obtained through a pre-trained Hubert model, and the predicted pseudo-levels of the estimated audio. This is the schematic diagram of our proposed geometry-aware cross-modal attention block. Let us look at the individual components next. Inspired by Swin transformer, our GCA module exploits window partitioning for fine-grained spatial modeling ability. However, window partitioning alone produces suboptimal result. We equip the transformer module with shifted window blocks and panoptic blocks to combine the local and the global geometry relation. The panoptic block follows the native transformer encoder to enhance the holistic geometry-aware relation of the visual scene. As explained before, these are the mathematical expressions of the two objective functions used in our approach. The spectrogram prediction loss computes the L2 distance between the estimated and the clean speech. The acoustic token matching loss is inspired by self-supervised speech representation learning. This loss ensures the phonetic and the prosodic properties are protected during the speech reconstruction. The total loss is the weighted average of these two losses. This is the experimental result obtained when AdVerb is compared against prior approaches. As can be seen, our proposed approach outperforms prior art by considerable margin on objective metrics. We also perform user study to have subjective analysis of the generated output. As can be seen, users find output produced by AdVerb to be more realistic and aesthetically pleasing over other approaches. Next, we will hear some of the samples generated by AdVerb.
Mrs. Gray had met Southerners before, but not intimately, and she always had in mind vividly their cruelty to poor Negroes, a subject she made a point of introducing forthwith. Mrs. Gray had met Southerners before, but not intimately, and she always had in mind vividly their cruelty to poor Negroes, a subject she made a point of introducing forthwith.
Most familiar with, it's been the one that's been around the longest time. The capsules come most familiar with, it's been the one that's been around the longest time. The capsules come.
These are some of the GradCam visualizations of the activated regions as detected by AdVerb.